Good evening. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh to one and all. Thank you for joining us this Sunday evening on our usual capacity of bringing some meditations together, to bringing some understanding together, allowing ourselves to influence the macro through the micro. And so today I want to look at it from this perspective, that we can feel sometimes powerless in the current climate of change and insecurity. We can start feeling like we are unable to make any real meaningful contribution to this, to make any real changes. But this is not true. This is not true. And the reason this is not true is, I can give you many examples, but the easiest example is this. It takes one match to burn a forest down. Just takes one match. And the same is true to change the macro. To change the big, we can work on the small, on the absolute micro. So when we begin to meditate, when we begin to become more and more present in our everyday life, then this is the micro change. This is a change at the micro level, which begins to impact with different with different levels of impact as it progresses through the macro, to the bigger. And so it's the butterfly effect, you know. Now, every time we begin our meditation and we sit in that meditation, particularly if we are able to experience a level of silence and stillness, that has such a powerful impact on our, what I would say, our quantum world, our world of energetic and magnetic infrastructure that is within the reality that we perceive. That when we begin to create a space within us where our frequencies and our vibrations begin to shift, then that impact not just impacts the health, well-being, etc., which is what we've been talking about, but more importantly, begins to, like a ripple, radiate outwards. And this radiation outwards is always dependent on your state of being. So if your state of being is fearful, then it's radiated out in that fearful space. If your inner state becomes non-fearful, non-resistant to the shift that's undergoing right now, then that peaceful ripple ripples out as well. Now, we mentioned earlier on this month that February was going to be a month of significant changes. And so we've arrived now on the 14th. And for all my friends out there, happy Valentine's, with that, whatever that means to you. And if I can just spend a couple of minutes on that. Now, you know, we signify Valentine's with love, you know, with caring, with nurturing. And we are very pleased if we receive Valentine's artifacts and cards and greetings, and we feel despondent if we don't. We're very good at giving it to others as well. You know, very good at expressing love and care for others. But maybe 2021 is the Valentine in which we look at ourselves. How much self-love do you have for yourself? How much self-love do you have for yourself? How much self-compassion do you have for yourself? You know, you get sometimes many people I've spoken to over the last few weeks, many people are so angry at what they are seeing. Others are so frightened at what they're seeing. Others are in the dilemma where they know the side effects of whatever's being offered, and their family members are willing to participate in that. And that internal conflict, a family conflict. So many people are now starting to impact the difficult emotional distress that is starting to manifest and growing. It started back, but it's starting to grow. Time for us all to stand with our truth. Time for of us all to make our decisions. Without research, do make no decision. Right? It's not enough to listen to what we've been told or anyone's been told on the mainstream or the propaganda channels, because it can't be trusted. The information can't be trusted. And therefore, it's absolutely critical that we all do our own research, because this is something that cannot be reversed. Once you inject something in your body, you can't take it back out. And so I spoke today a little bit about, in the write up to this session, about if we consume poison, then we can find an antidote, or we can make ourselves sick, or there are different ways of dealing with most poisons, rather than getting to the extremes, just as a analogy. So if we consume poison, we can do something about it, or we can get rid of it, or we can do something to reduce the impact. However, once our minds are poisoned, once we are information is held onto within our mental space, and this can only happen if we allow it to to present itself to our inner space, to present it to ourselves, our subconscious, our conscious, and so on and so forth. So when you're watching something, you're conscious of it. You are conscious that you are listening to me. You're conscious you're watching something. You're conscious of it. In an hour's time, you will become unconscious of it, because it will slip down in our memory bank somewhere, and it's just kind of pushed backwards. It's pushed where it can be retrieved. Doesn't go away. Does not go away. So when we expose ourselves to the media, particularly the news channels, and I would urge everyone to go and do a little bit of research in how is neuro linguistic programming, NLP, used to change behavior. What are the key criteria that are used to change behavior, to make someone think a particular way? And you will be quite interested, perhaps, to know that most of the media, with its language, with its pictures, and with its the dramatization of a particular situation, be it a hospital ward, be it someone who's had an injection or whatever it is, but there is a programming that's going on behind it. There's a programming that goes on behind it, and that programming is consuming poison, but it is a mental poison. It is a mental poison that has an emotional impact. Emotional impact is driven by fear. And therefore, because it's driven by fear, you instinctively look for safety. And the injections and the interventions that are being suggested, which cannot be reversed, the irreversible interventions that are being suggested, offer this sense of self, this fear as security, making you recognize that by taking this action, this fear will be alleviated and life will go to normal. We can't believe the fear. We can't believe the fear. There are two really important points of risk here. The first is that allowing this poison to program you, to allow the poison, particularly the audiovisual, some of the mainstream narrative. You will find it's the same language. Where have the terrorists gone? Where has ISIS gone? Where has global warming gone? Where has it gone? It's simply theater to hold the population in a state of control, because in fear we are very easily controlled. So allow yourself to recognize what's happening. I'm not saying you want to watch that stuff, go ahead and do it. But allow yourself to recognize what is being done. And what is being done to you at a subconscious level. It's a conscious, which then becomes subconscious, and then it generates the emotion of fear. Now, this irreversible action, and that's what one has to recognize, irreversible reaction. That irreversible reaction can have huge impact, which will only come apparent in the future. And so, if one wishes to take such a risk, then my suggestion is, my friends, please do your research. Please do your research. And if your research isn't conclusive, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. For your heart will tell you the truth. It always does. Right? So if it doesn't feel right, it ain't right. This idea of fear motivated because there is such little understanding about death. So therefore, what are we running from? We're running from death. This is all it is. So this is going to kill you. 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 This is going to make you safe. This running from death, it's stupid. If you don't know what death is, how can you be sure that running away from it isn't bringing you closer to it? So, for example, the root cause of fear is always self-preservation. Self-preservation. The root cause of fear is self-preservation. Self-preservation, not of the body, but self-preservation of the ego, which is which assumes that the body belongs to it, right? So this self-preservation mode is to preserve itself from extinguishing, from death. However, by the fear that's induced, you reduce your immunity, and by reducing your immunity, becoming narrowly focused, sustaining that for over a long period of time makes you less healthy, meaning that you are likely to die. Is reducing your immunity, which is taking you closer to your death. Yeah, and taking anything inside you, irreversible thought in yourself, will I develop any side effects? Having that stress behind, you can imagine what it's going to do to many people. So it's important to do your research. That's my advice to everyone. And it's important also now to recognize that because we have been brought to this sense of reality, death is a reality. There's no, you can't deny it and you can't run away from it. No one ever has, no one ever will. And everything that exists goes through the same phase: start, middle, end, start, middle, end, right? If we know that is the case, then does it not make sense? Does it not make sense to immerse yourself in the life that you have? Immerse yourself in the creation that's around you. Take your time out to just admire whatever's around you. The wahe, the wonder meditation. And the wonder meditation is such a beautiful meditation. It's take some time out, go out, just watch anything. Watch a leaf on the floor. Watch the snow, the frost, the whatever's going on, the rain as it hits and makes a sound, whatever it is. Just spend a few minutes watching it. Just a few minutes watching it. And that watching will fill you up with awe. It will remove the fear of it will remove the anger. What it will do is it will create a spark within you, that spark which increases your vibration, increases your frequencies, and you know what? Makes you empathetic, opens you out. Fear causes you heart. It's bigger than the emotion. And this wahe meditation of just watching a plant, a tree, taking moments, just 2 or 3 moments in a day, and you will begin to recognize the value of the incredible universe that we are all blessed with. Always bring things to yourself. So, Valentine's Day, and I want to ask you, how much self love do you have? How much self compassion do you have? How much self honoring do we have? Have you ever sat back and made a list of all the things that you've had to go through, good and bad, and how you've overcome them? Allow yourself to honor yourself, not from an egoic perspective that look how great I am. But the fact is, you have gone through so many hurdles in your life, so many others have as well. And here we are today. Allow yourself to know what you're capable of. What have you done today for your mental health? What have you done today for your emotional health? What did you do today for your physical health? Go for a walk, bit of yoga, tai chi, qigong, go for a run, bike ride, anything. What did you do for your physical? What did you do for your emotional? And what did you do for your mental? And it's important to give yourself those different aspects of healthcare, self-care, healthcare. Yeah. And the transpersonal. Now we will not be able to deny what I mean by authentic spirituality. It is going to become more and more apparent to all of us as we move through this month and further, that there is something much broader, much bigger, much more subtle, much more. It's subtle, but you can taste it. Yeah, it is subtle, it is invisible, but you can see its invisibility. And this is something that you are part, not just, you're not a separated part of a whole. No, no. You are the little wave and the little ripple, as I am, of this ocean called consciousness, this ocean called compassion, because this consciousness isn't inert. It's not it has an emotional component to it, and that emotional component is compassion. So this self-care, this Valentine's gift to yourself, this Valentine's gift to yourself, and to remind yourself every year that what did I give myself, to remind myself how loved I am to myself. And just taking these out. And we have to address all this mental garbage that we have been brainwashed with, self-loathing, self-negating. This is the way society messes you up. This is the way religions mess you up. This is the way the government propaganda mess you up. This is the way. Look, it's always the same. Religions give you the fear of hell in order for you to obey what they want you to do. That's religious code. The governments give you the fear of fines and being jailed in order for you to obey their laws. And the same system is in society, that you cannot. Now we have to fear the invisible enemy, which has completely eradicated flu, cancer, and everything else, and has consumed the world. This invisible enemy, which has a death rate of less than that of the flu, but let's not talk about that. This invisible enemy, that is fear, in order for you to obey, in order to take this irreversible intervention into your body. Yeah, see, it's the same game. Fear on one side in order for you to obey. And that game has always been used. Religions use it, society use it, cultures use it, and guess what? The pharmaceutical use it. Absolutely, the pharmaceutical use it. So be mindful of that. Make your actions not out of fear, but out of knowing what is right for you. We know that every time we connect, every time we speak, every time we hear others that allow us to come out and think in a different way or consolidate our way of thinking, we are adding to a collective vibration. This collective vibration is the vibration that is going stronger by the day, stronger by the day. And it is getting now to the point that the turning point is not very far. Look, day always follows night. We are in the moment of darkness where those with dark hearts are playing the game. But this does not last for long. This does not last for long. So do not panic. Be content that all is and will be okay. Know that you are living in auspicious times. Know that you have been selected to play a role in these times. And may you be blessed in those roles. So, with that rant, I think now we will. I'll give you. Try not to get into any kind of decisions in the next couple of weeks if you can, because the energy is emotionally, as we said, few weeks ago, February 9th onwards, it gets really mentally, people feel confused, feel out of sync. There's a level of lowness, there's a level of sadness, there's a level of despair. Do not despair. Do not recognize it. It's there, it'll go, but you have to recognize it. Do not live in it. If it is there for a day, then enjoy the despair for a while, because that too, by recognizing it, that too will disappear. So there is this that is creating this psycho-emotional impact on us. We have done some charts on the Flame site. Have a look at those that give you some indication of what kind of emotional and mental impact we feel this month is likely to have. But it should start easing towards the end of the month, So we are in a different space by then. But this general tightness, this general impositions will continue for a while, but not long, Have faith. All right. Okay. So shall we connect to our divine source within? And our divine source is us. There is nowhere else to go. You are what you are, and you are that which is all. So if you just allow yourselves to just make sure that you loosen your shoulders a little bit and put your neck upwards, so your neck, back, and head feel they're aligned, and just sort your posture out. Yeah. If you need to move, if you need to change something, change it. If not, once you feel that the posture seems comfortable, closing your eyes and closing your mouth, allow the breath to breathe by itself. And on your next breath in, bringing your focus to yourself. We begin with the body first. And all we want to do is simply have a quick scan of the body. And we notice what within the body is dominant. Right? So is there an ache? Is there a pain? Is there a tightness? Is there a warmth? Or is part of the body feels particularly cold? Just see what's going on at a sensation level with your body. Okay? Now bringing your focus to your thoughts. What kind of thoughts are you having or have you been having today? You may wish to recall the kind of thoughts you're having or have been having today. And then bringing your focus just to your chest or around that area. And just take a note of the kind of general feel you have about yourself. How do you feel right now? If there was a word that could describe how you feel, what would you say it is? On your next breath in, taking your focus now to whatever you're sitting on. Allowing your body to relax and soften. Notice that your entire body is supported with whatever you're sitting on. Notice there are sensations where the body makes contact with the chair or the seat you're on. See if you can notice those sensations. And breathing in, you bring this focus upwards from the sensations towards your hips, and you stop there. And just become aware of your hips, the side of your hips, the back, and then the front. And from this part of the body, as we breathe out, we bring our focus down our thighs towards our knees. Again, remember, you're looking for sensations. Just sensing the top part of your thighs all the way to your knees as best as you can. And then as you breathe out, you bring this focus down towards your ankles. And you take it down towards your feet. And then if you can, move it to the soles of your feet. Notice if there's a sensation there, as best as you can. Coming back to your chair or your seat. And just to locate ourselves, here and now. So notice that the ground beneath you is the only ground that can support you. Notice that the environment around you, if you feel cool, if you feel warm, if you feel comfortable, you can be nowhere else but where you are. So becoming aware of the environment around you, the temperature around you. Bringing your focus now towards your breath. And you notice that the breath you take in can only be the one that's in front of you. In other words, you can only breathe in the air that's in front of you. Notice that. And the space above your head, the clouds above your head, the sky above your head, the stars, the planets above your head. All of them can only be where you are. And as you breathe in, aware of this moment, the moment of now. And now. And you notice that this nowness is breath by breath, moment by moment. And this nowness is connected to the nowness that just was, which was connected to all the now that I ever have been. And the moment of now, right now, connects you to all the now moments that ever will be. Recognize your eternity, being conscious here and now. Bringing your focus now back to whatever you're sitting on. Breathing in, bring this focus up your back, towards your lower back. Scan. Next breath in, you bring this focus up towards your middle back. Next breath in, you bring it up to your shoulder blades. And then come and rest on your shoulders. As you breathe out, you bring your focus down from your shoulders to your elbows, from your elbows to your wrists, noticing the palms of your hands, noticing the fingers on your hands. Bringing your focus to your eyes. Notice the darkness. The fact that you have awareness of darkness. Notice your awareness. Allow your eyes to relax and soften. Moving to your mouth. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. Notice the sensations on the roof of your mouth. Notice the sensations on the surface of your face. Allow your face to soften and relax. As you breathe in, bring your focus back to the whole body as best as you can. Get a sense of your whole body. Notice if anything is dominant, a sensation. Bringing your focus back to your chest. How do you feel in this moment of now? Do you feel comfortable, settled, pleasant, uncomfortable, unsettled, unpleasant? Things are the way they are. Just note how you feel in this moment. On your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Listening, allowing any sound that's around you to come towards you. Don't try and look for it. Don't try and seek it out. No judgment, no commentary. Just listening. And it is through listening that we connect to our divinity within. Allow the sound of this bell to move you to the deepest part of you simply by following it. Bringing your focus just beneath your nose, watching your breath as it comes in, as it goes out. Hold your focus as best as you can, knowingly watching the breath as it comes in, as it goes out. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. See if you can notice the start of your in breath and the end of your in breath, start of your out breath and the end of your out breath. Your in breath has a start and an end. Your out breath has a start and an end. Stay with your breath. Following your out breath all the way till the end. See if you can notice the gap at the end of your out breath before the in breath begins. Allowing each out breath to move you and deeper into the moment of now. Alert yet relaxed. Watching your out breath all the way till the end. Stay with your breath. Notice how you're breathing now. Notice if the breath feels long or if it feels short. Does your breath feel even, regular, or irregular and uneven? Using your breath as the anchor. Does your breath feel warm or does it feel cool? Does your breath have a sound? Listening to the in breath, listening to the out breath as best as you can. Does the in breath sound the same as the out breath? On your next breath out, open your awareness and begin to listen to the sounds around you. Following the sound of this bell and noticing the silence at the end. Moving deeper and deeper into ourselves. Notice the silence, notice the stillness if you can. This is your inner home, your unchanging space, the doorway to the divine. A bath in the inner silence within yourself. Allow the silence and the stillness to be part of your experience. Know that beyond your thoughts, beyond your feelings, beyond your sensations, that you are the self aware light, always awake, the observer that is observing the silence within itself. A moment of prayerfulness, a moment of joy, a moment of peace. Moments become minutes, minutes become hours, hours become days, days become lives. Gently bringing your focus just beneath your nose and sitting with your breath. Sitting with your breath. On your next breath out, gently expanding your awareness so you become aware of your body. Notice the body, notice the stillness of the body. Notice you're still in the same place that you began. Sensations where the body makes contact with whatever you're sitting on. You can sense your thighs, you can sense your legs, and you can sense your feet. Notice your back is straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are comfortable and relaxed. Eyes are closed, mouth is closed, face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. As you breathe in, you can sense your body. As you breathe out, you can sense your body. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. Notice how you feel within yourself. And as you bring just the intention to smile, filling your body up with joy, use this bell to radiate this joy as a ripple all around you. Your Valentine's gift to the world, rippling peace and love throughout your heart. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes and coming back. Take your time. Welcome back. I wish you a safe week. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be peaceful, may you be safe, and may you be sovereign. May you know that you have the right to be who and what you are. And may your divine light shine bright. Happy Valentine's. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.